Hey everyone, today I'm going to be building a tofu60 from KBD Fans. I ordered the case and the PCB as a kit for £150 from their AliExpress store. The PCB is the DZ60 RGB, which is hot swap with south facing RGB. I'm going to be using some R2 TX stabilizers in this build, which I bought off a local vendor when they restocked. I have already lubed the wires with XHT BDZ and the housings with tofu60 grade 0. I did this off camera, so now all I had to do is clip the stabilizer into the PCB. After clipping all the stabilizers into the PCB, due to these not being screw-in stabilizers, I had to insert stab stoppers to secure the stabilizers in place. This was a bit of a pain in the ass compared to regular screw-in stabilizers. I decided to do the Tempest tape mod, which is a great mod for budget builds, due to it being so easy to do, and if you don't like the change in sound, you can just remove the tape. After I place some plate foam to go between the PCB and plate to help improve the sound. In this build I am going to use some Anubis switches manufactured by Duroc. These are a tactile switch that cost 65p per switch. They have a nylon housing and a palm stem. I lubed these with tofu60 grade 0 and swapped the stock springs for some 75g long TX springs, which I lubed with tofu105. I did this to enhance the tactility of these switches, and because of the sluggish return when using the stock switches. Now I am going to put 4 switches into the plate to make it easier to insert the rest of the switches into the PCB. I'm inserting all the switches into the plate and making sure they are seated correctly, while also holding the PCB against the table to stop the hot swap sockets from breaking. I honestly think these switches look amazing and are probably one of my favourite looking switches. Inspired by people putting shirts inside their cases, I decided to cut up an old sock to fill in the crevice of the case. I then inserted some case foam with the goal of reducing the pinginess of the tofu60 case. I placed gummy O-rings on all of the standoffs to reduce the connection of the PCB and the case to improve the overall sound of the board. After placing all the O-rings on the standoffs, I carefully placed the PCB into the case, making sure I did not alter the positions of the gummy O-rings. I then used 3 screws to mount the case and the PCB together securely, making sure the screws went through the gummy O-rings. To end off the build, I am going to be using an ASA profile keycap set from Akko. This is their Blue Samurai set, although this is basically a clone of the popular GMK Blue Samurai keycap set. Despite this, these keycaps are great quality with thick PBT and sharp double shot legends. I got these for £50 and they also include the red Samurai alphas, so really a great deal. So now onto the sound test. I am using a Blue Yeti Nano to record the audio with no effects added to the recording. After the sound test, I personally didn't like the sound of the spacebar, so I decided to try and change the switch with a tungsten. This is a long poled linear switch from our lab, with a 63g spring, nylon housing and palm stem. Normally I don't like having a different spacebar switch from the rest, but on this board this change has felt and sounded a lot better in my opinion. I think in both configurations the board sounds great. However, there are far better options other than the tofu60 now within its price range, such as the Zoom65, which costs about £170 and comes with everything you need to build the board. With deals like these, the tofu is definitely not a great option to pick anymore. So I would highly recommend you to look out for upcoming boards and sales, other than the tofu. Although you will have to wait a bit more time for these boards, it will be worth it in the long run. Another great option is the new Bakanico 65 or 60. Thanks for watching this video. If you would like more keyboard videos, be sure to show your support by subscribing to the channel.